Coming into the kitchen, we spotted a woodchuck curled up under that chair next to my husband's boots. And it was all curled up and as small as can be. So we thought, a baby woodchuck, but we have to get it out of the kitchen. So I called 911, and the dispatcher said, man, what's your emergency? And I said, I have a woodchuck in the kitchen. And she said, you have a woodchuck in the kitchen? I said, yes, I have a woodchuck in the kitchen. Could you send an officer over to help get it out of the house? And she said, a woodchuck. And I said, yes, ma'am, a woodchuck is in my kitchen. A little while later, an officer pulled up, came to the door, and he said, you have a woodchuck in your kitchen? I said, yes, sir, there is a woodchuck in my kitchen. And he said, 14 years, and I've never had a call for a woodchuck in the kitchen. And I said, well, today's your lucky day. We came into the kitchen, and it was all curled up, and we assumed it was very small. And we decided, how are we going to get it out of here? So we hoped that by getting a big red cooler and then a piece of heavy, heavy paper to slide under, we may be able to trap it in the cooler and slide it out of the house. That was the plan, until the officer went over with my son to put the cooler over the woodchuck. At that time, the woodchuck decided to stand up, and it was far from small. It was very large and very fat and very fast, and it ran as fast as it could across the kitchen. They followed it, put the cooler on top, barely. It was so large, the big red cooler almost did not fit over it. They slid the paper under it and slid it all the way across the floor to the garage door, and the moment it cleared the garage door and the paper dropped, the woodchuck ran out of the house, into the garage, and out the yard. A little while later, though, we looked outside at the wood pile, and we saw the woodchuck standing there with its companion on two legs, as if it was saying, see, right over there, that's where I was. And they were both looking in the house as if it was telling its story about being trapped in the kitchen.